All right, the Atala, the cheap bike build-off bike, is back. I had to focus on other things, so that's why this bike wasn't really put into use, but I want to use it today. So there's a couple of things that I was looking at, contemplating, thinking about. First of all, most understandable issue on hand, it lost its handlebar because that was needed for my Bucattima bike. So I was looking at many options, maybe 7, and currently we're looking at the last one. And since I just made a little effort in weighing the whole thing, I narrowed it down to 2 options. This one is that gives me about a 350 gram weight advantage over the old situation, and this setup gives me about 411 grams. Now this one is way more in keeping with the bicycle. It's a vintage stem, quill stem that goes straight forward. And it is very light because there's an aluminium bar that is straight and is very low and narrow, and it just looks cool, right? Well, at least I think it looks totally cool. The problem for me with things like that, these are cool bikes to look at, but very uncomfortable to ride for me. And it does make a difference whether you're 25 years old or 45 or 55. Trust me. So I prefer a little bit more comfort. So that brings me to the setup. This gives me quite an extra 5 centimeters of height and more width than I just generally like, a little bit of wider bar. So this is what we're going to go with. In both of these setups, there would have been an issue with this brake hanger that is necessary for these kind of brakes, because it needs to pull from the center. So I thought about this long and hard, and I'm going to eliminate these brakes and replace them with normal V-brakes. So also, obviously, the more I swap and change, there's obviously a adjustment for the length of the brake cable, and this one here is not too dissimilar to what I needed before. It is theoretically a little bit too long, but for the initial ride, I'm going to just leave it like that. So my goal here is to focus on the things that I need to ride, and that isn't too much. So we show the pedals. They also walk somewhere else. The front wheel can stay here for the time being or not, because again, this is adjustments that you will do variable times. So I need to think about which wheel will stay in here. I love the tires, that I absolutely can confirm. This is my most favorite tire in a long time. I love the tan wall looks, just for its classic appearance. It makes a complete difference in the way a silverish or a wheel that has a silver brake surface looks. Look at that, how boring that is instead. So this will have to change, but not for today. The rear brake works, other than that the cable will be too long, but maybe I'll live with that for a moment. So I need handlebars. I need to take this out and replace it with some washers, so that we will do. Need to put a different brake, and then I need to deal with the seat post. You have seen me making a nice polished classic seat post for that, and the only thing that I would let this be challenging, that one, is weight again. So this one weighs about half as much. Comes with 2 issues. It's not quite the perfect diameter, so I need a shim. That's no problem, this works. And the second issue is there's a piece missing for some strange reason. Also, what I have found is a more vintage gray cable. I'm not sure what this is, gray, or whether it's silver, but we will certainly wash this and have a look. That's the secondary. Then I thought I had this really cool shim, but this is a regular item for a modern size stem, so that's wrong. So I'm stuck with these two little washers, so I will have a stack of 4 washers. Don't like that, but hey ho, it's going to make the bike run for today. So here's the brakes. Comes with its designated bolts, short of washers. I will find that. And yeah, so that's it. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to do some fiddling that is not so cool for you to watch. So I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna go in the cellar. I will see whether I find this part. And I will bring you back later.